Welcome to the month of March. It's time for the passion, the intensity, and of course, the buzzer beaters. It is tournament time, ladies and gentlemen, a time where if you don't come to play, then you are going home. Morgantown wins its 7th state championship in school history and the first one since 2007. Cutting down the nets behind me proves that if you're hot at the right time of the year, anything can happen. Reporting from the Charleston Civic Center, I'm Matt Hauswirth for 12. Anthony Bonamico has narrowed his college decision down to 2 schools. He could be catching passes right here at Ross Field in Buchanan, or he could land right here at Duval-Rozier Field in Fairmont. It's a decision he hopes to have figured out pretty soon. But no matter where he decides to spend the next 4 years of his college football career, he says he will never forget his time as a Bridgeport Indian. Don, this could be the year Mike Carey brings the WVU women's basketball team to a Final Four. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to jinx them, but it could happen. We have a big game here in the girls basketball tournament between 2 local teams, Fairmont Senior and Grafton. Grafton, of course, is a big underdog, but you would not know it judging by this fan base. The road ends here in the capital city. The RCB boys have not lost a game all year, but none of those games matter in comparison to this one. The Eagles were 32 minutes away from their first ever boys basketball state championship. When Greg Zimmerman arrived at Alderson Broaddus in 2001, he was just hoping to build a competitive program. 13 years, 300 wins, and 9 NCAA tournament appearances later, Coach Zimmerman isn't thinking about hanging it up quite yet. In his own words, that competitive fire is still burning, which means you can expect to see him right here on the sideline for the foreseeable future. Glenville State's win today, of course, was big, but it could mean a lot more. Gannon University lost today in the PSAC championship to Edinburgh up in Pennsylvania. Gannon was previously the #1 ranked team in the Atlantic region, which now means Glenville State could bump up to that #1 spot and could host the Atlantic region next week from Glenville. It is called March Madness for a reason. Teams who are clearly better on paper typically do not play up to their potential in a tournament setting. However, someone forgot to tell that to the West Liberty men. The Hilltoppers are almost always better on paper, and they continue to win games. Multi-million-dollar Waco Center will be the new home to GSC basketball next year, but you cannot close the door completely on the Jesse R. Lilly Gymnasium. Instead, they'll have to swing the doors back open for another week. The Glenville State women's basketball team received the #1 seed in the NCAA tournament's Atlantic region on Sunday, which now means Glenville State College will host the Atlantic region later this week. It's something that hasn't been done since 2007, and coaches and players agree it's the right way to send the Lily out on top. Cannot wait for that. That team deserves all the praise they get. They are unbelievable. I mean, they score every second. It seems like they're on the floor. The biggest storyline of this game was Tucker County head coach Tom Gutschall announcing his retirement after 31.5 seasons and 500-plus wins. He will certainly be missed. Don, is there anything left to say about the West Liberty men's basketball team? The Hilltoppers have been nothing short of stellar under head coach Jim Crutchfield. Andrew, I'll be completely honest. This was the one game I circled on the bracket before I even got to Charleston. West Virginia Wesleyan and Fairmont State. A battle between 2 of our local teams.
Tomorrow is a big day for the West Liberty Hilltoppers.
That's right. It's a monumental day. West Lib will play for a Division II national championship beginning at 3 o'clock. We talked with players and coaches earlier today. We'll preview the massive matchup next in sports. This year's WVU women's basketball team has had a season for the record books. The Mountaineers have won 29 games so far. Mike Carey was named Big 12 Coach of the Year, and oh yeah, West Virginia is now ranked 5th in the nation, which happens to be the best in school history. Don, one game stood between the WVU women's basketball team and a berth in the Sweet 16. However, tonight's challenge was a big one, taking on LSU down in Baton Rouge. Playing on the road in college athletics is never an easy task, but if you're a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament, you'd never expect to be playing a road game. Well, that's what the West Virginia women's basketball team was facing tonight, taking on 7th-seeded LSU on their home court. It was certainly an odd situation and one that the Mountaineers knew that would happen when they found out their seeding. But, of course, WVU did not back down and went to work. However, it was LSU who struck early and often in this one. The Tigers jumped out to a 17-9 lead. But here come the Mountaineers. Linda Stepney squares up from the corner. That is a 3. Then here come the Mounties in transition. transition. Bria Holmes drops it off for Crystal Caldwell, and she scores a pair the easy way. WVU jumped back within 2 at that point, and the bench was loving it. Caldwell here dials up a 3 of her own, and it is nothing but the bottom of the net. West Virginia went up by 2 at that point. Caldwell says, "Give me the rock." Buries another bucket off the catch and shoot. Mike Carey was loving the comeback effort by his girls. WVU went up by 4 at that point in the game. And how about Stepney one more time? Stepping into another 3. Stepney stepping into a 3 makes sense. West Virginia was feeling it, but LSU scores one more time before the half. The Lady Tigers took the lead going into the break. WVU now leads LSU 59-56 midway through basketball. Some may view it as just another sport, but for John Riley, it's his life.
Pure love. I'll love it till the day I die. You know, ever since I was little, always going up with my little brother and my dad, always going down here to St. Pat's Gym, you know, a little rinky-dink gym down here playing. You know, I've loved it ever since I was little, and I'll continue to love it forever.
When you love something as much as John Riley does, then you typically begin to see results. He wrapped up his high school career on Tuesday night, averaging 22.5 points to go with 12.5 rebounds per game. Those kind of results are only possible thanks to time and energy spent working on the game he loves.
I'm in the gym every day. You know, I love being in here. This is my second home. I've been here for 4 years. I've been playing since I was a freshman. And yeah, I put a lot of time and work into this gym.
I've coached for 29 years, coached big men at another school before I come here, and out of all the big men that I've had and that I've seen and things, he's worked the hardest of any of them to get where he's at right now.
Life can spin pretty fast when you're a high school senior. Just ask John Riley. The Lewis County big man has done nothing but average a double-double in his senior year at the highest level of West Virginia boys high school basketball. Not to mention, he still has a college decision to make, which includes 2 of our local programs, by the way. I
want to go to college, definitely play basketball. Still waiting on some more offers, you know, definitely. But I definitely want to play at the next level.
Alderson Broadus, Davis and Elkins, and Potomac State are among the schools showing interest. But no matter what path he decides to travel down, the people who know him best will never forget big number 42.
Just be Johnny. He's one of those kids that what you see him do on the court, he does in practice. He never lets up. He never goes less than 100%. And, you know, you get those kind of kids, you know, once every maybe 10 or 12 years if you're lucky.
Lucky enough for Lewis County, they had him for 4 years. Reporting in Weston, I'm Matt Hauswirth for 12 Sports.